Sir. May I now request Mr. Prabodh Thakker, incoming President IMC, to conclude the 106th Annual General Meeting of the Chamber by proposing a vote of thanks and giving us his theme for the coming year. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Our chief guest, Sri Mukesh Ambani, CMD of Reliance Industry Limited, President IMC, Mr. Shailesh Vaidya, Vice President-elect Dilip Piramal, Mr. Pradhan, Director General IMC, trustees, past presidents, members of the Managing Committee, chairman and co-chairman of various committees, friends from media, both digital and electronic, friends and colleagues from my workplace, ladies and gentlemen. As I stand before you carrying 108 years of legacy of unwearying service by IMC to the backbone industries of India's growth and development cycle, I feel both proud and honored to be the torchbearer for this esteemed organization, especially during this new era that the nation has stepped into, a new phase of renewed energy and refreshed hopes led by our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. As I humbly take over the baton over from Mr. Vaidya, later this evening, there is a process behind this, after this, I would also like to thank him for bringing during his tenure as President the attention to sustainable growth and driving these very crucial aspects through many important initiatives across the sectors, and we saw a brief presentation to that. Mr. Vaidya, kindly accept our congratulations, compliments for a successful year. We would like to extend gratitude and respect for creating a new milestones at IMC. Please give a big hand to Mr. Shailesh Vaidya. Not only you introduced new initiatives, you also completed and concluded some of the initiatives that were handed over to you by the predecessors, Niranjan, and that includes one of our flagship program of Suresh Kotak International ADR Center, which was inaugurated day before yesterday by Chief Justice of Mumbai High Court, Mr. Mohit Shah. Be rest assured, Mr. Vaidya, that we will continue to drive your ongoing projects where, of course, your indulgence will be very important. On this day today, we are privileged to have with us one of the first names that comes to mind when we talk of India's glory and pride, Mr. Mukesh Ambani. Ladies and gentlemen, our sincere appreciation to him for time he has taken out despite of his series of engagement and commitments. Please give him a big hand to thank him on behalf of all of us. Today it is very natural for me to remember Mr. late Sri Dhirubhai Ambani, whom I have had the privilege of meeting, and life lessons learned from him, which will remain etched in my memory forever. Whenever I used to go to him, maybe mid-80s or little late in 80s, whenever he used to talk to me, and I don't know why, I was a very small man, but he used to talk to me about some of the initiatives and some of the things that Reliance achieved in Patal Ganga and then Hazira, that was because this was prior to Jamnagar refinery. He used to say, "Young man, have you seen this? Why don't you visit?" And then he will tell his colleague, "Why don't you go and show this young man?" And then he will say, "Look what India can do. Go and believe yourself what India can do." And he knew very well that I come from Gujarati background, so he could have talked to me in Gujarati, but he'll speak in Hindi. So nation, country was so much to his heart. India was first to his heart. That was Dhirubhai Ambani. So not only he gave one of the largest refinery of the world He was the biggest dreamer, the biggest deliverer. But he also gave the much needed, those days, the self-believing to India. That was such an important ingredient. And remember those, Raj, and maybe some of those who are born after 1975 may not remember, we had to struggle and dream to have a small telephone connection. And those days to dream something like that was amazing. So this was an amazing service, the service that can never be forgotten, that contribution of Ambani and Reliance family. So we thank you very much, and we bow our head in respect to Mr. Ambani for that. Reliance believed in giving importance to stakeholders such as shareholders. He was the first one who gave a due respect, and he considered shareholder as an important shareholder. So that's what was another achievement of Mr. Ambani. Late Shri Dhirubhai Ambani also set the benchmark by setting up most modern plant in India. He changed the mindset of the Indian entrepreneur and inspired them to think big in terms of scale, size, and sophistication. He taught India to think big, to think scale, and to think quality. And Mukesh Bhai has been very active in this historic journey since inception. Shri Ambani is constantly showing us that excellence is not over when excellence is achieved. As a part of one more new initiative, which he just spoke about, telecom revolution, how it will change the landscape of India. As a part of the new initiative, he is now carrying the proud legacy in building one of the world's largest digital infrastructure for rolling out the latest 4G technologies that will help create excellence in digital ecosystem in the country. This initiative will stimulate innovations and creativity for the digital business opportunities in field of education, healthcare, and entertainment to a never-before level of class and quality. This will empower and enable India in its march towards an advancement in technologies and win the proud place it deserves in this competitive world which he spoke about, which would be a big booster to the Indian economy and will create a job opportunities as well. On behalf of IMC, I would like to wish him, Mr. Mukesh Ambani and his team, the very best. I will please once again give him a big clap, because that is going to be, these are the few steps and initiatives, that makes India the great. India will be accepting this, I will be accepting this evening onwards with an all humility and responsibility the position of the President of the IMC. I would like to thank all trustees, past presidents, and members for their confidence and encouragement to me, and I look forward to a meaningful and a purposeful engagement going forward by working together in partnership with each one of you. It is my little duty to also outline the theme for 2014 and 15. We will of course discuss and debate, raise and react to all the pertinent issues which are ongoing and emerging, which will be unfolded concerning trade and commerce with the various agencies at the central, state and civic body levels. The immense issue that crosses what crosses my mind is that IMC will be also seeking an understanding and attention from the government and authorities to distinguish between genuine mistakes and criminally intended offenses, so that it facilitates the business community to be compliant. I believe we all have a right and have a right to be aspire and have the right to have a personal wealth, personal development.